everybody, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today's video we are doing a fun one. We will be ranking all of my cream blushes. I am so excited. If you guys like this kind of video, definitely give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and without further ado, let's just get started. I think I'm so excited because either I haven't done one of these before or I've done one a long time ago, and cream blushes are just kind of top kahuna right now. They're taking over, and people are coming out with cream bronzers and stuff like that as well, but cream blush is like everyone's favorite thing right now. So I thought it would be fun to kind of rank mine, the ones that I have in my collection. There are a few like what is the word, there are a few like formulas that people really love right now that I don't have, unfortunately, but I would love to try them. I think one is like the Makeup by Mario ones, the Melt Cosmetic cream blushes. I don't have those. Love to try those. Very expensive, but I would love to try them. All right, let's jump right in. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 cream blushes here, perfect. For me, if you're curious on my preferences of cream blushes, I really just like something that's going to lift the face up and like, you know, add that extra the juice. And you know, obviously when I want a cream, I don't want it to look powdery, I don't want it to look, you know, matte or drying, which a lot of the cream blushes formulas that I have tried don't look like that, so that's good. And then I like it to be easy, like just bada bing bada boom, don't gotta worry about it, it's not too much effort. And so the combination of, it has to be the perfect combination of kind of pigmented and blendable. I feel like oftentimes we have something that's extremely pigmented and it's really hard to blend out, and then you're like kind of screwed or you're blending for 5 years. On the other hand, you have something that it's just so buildable that it's like, okay, are we done yet? Are we done yet? Okay. So again, those are just my preferences here. I'm obsessed with my hair today. Can you guys tell? Okay, I need to stop touching it. But just so you guys know, that's just the basis of kind of what I like to go for. I honestly would rather a cream blush not be a matte finish. I do have a couple here that aren't bad and that I do enjoy, but I'd rather it be more like a luminous, lit from within kind of finish, you know what I mean? So also that. Number 10, lucky number 10 here. This one is solely based on packaging. It's the Nudestix Nudies cream blush. It's the all over face bronze color in the shade Sunkissed, but it's more of that like deep warm kind of shade. So I'm gonna do a better swatch than that, Marissa. So it's very beautiful. It's like that bronzery kind of blushy kind of shade. It's a really nice shade. I feel like the packaging is definitely the downfall. First of all, mine is like lopsided because it's so, I guess it's creamy, which is good, but it's like going all over the place. I don't know what to do with it. It won't go, like, it's just a mess. And so I'd rather it be like in a pot. It's way easier to use than a stick, because this formula is not creamy enough to draw it on and then stamp it out. It kind of leaves marks. So with that kind of formula, you have to like kind of take a sponge to it, and at that point it's just irritating, or brush to it, and since it's so small, it's like whatever. I know the nude sticks are a lot bigger. This is obviously a mini, but I still just think in general a pot of blush is better than a stick of blush. So this one's not my favorite for that reason. I know a lot of people who love it. So again, if that doesn't bother you, if you are like, who cares what the packaging is, then this will be your gal. One that is down below just because of, I think this one is a little too pigmented for my liking. This is the Undone Lip to Cheek palette. It's a 3-in-1 color cream in the shade 335 Dahlia. I think first of all, well, the color I have is like bright pink, but the thing that it wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't so pigmented. I really just like, I don't know, like when you do a light swipe, look, watch. It's like extremely pigmented right off the bat, and I have 13 swatches. So here it is here. And it is just, it's a nice formula because it's really, really creamy, but it's so pigmented that it becomes a little bit harder to blend out. And I honestly, with a shade like this, you really don't want to go out of control. Like don't really want to get out of control, because it can look really bad really fast. And so this one I have to like find myself being a little bit more careful with, which becomes irritating then because it becomes inconvenient. It's like, okay, I'm gonna use that, or it's like I don't have time to use that because then I gotta make sure I don't go overdo it. I just think it's a little too, maybe a little too creamy. You can see it in there, it's super, super wet. Maybe that's what it is, too liquidy, I guess, not solid enough, but I guess creamy is the word. So I don't know, maybe whatever, but this is just not my favorite. I have so many more that I like a lot more. I feel like this is so, I feel like almost guilty ranking these, but it's like, okay, so it's like not that Again, I only have 10, so it's not that any of these are bad, or I'd be decluttering really much of any of these, but I don't know, I feel guilty. Next is the LYS Higher Standard Satin Match Cream Blush in the shade Self Love. I love this cream blush off the bat. Like, you know, just looking at the rest of them though, I love the other ones a lot more, I think. But I do really like this one. It's really nice, really pretty. I think this one is, because it's that satin matte formula, it's a little bit less luminous. I think this one melts into the skin really nicely, but some of the other formulas are just, you know, they last a little bit longer, or there's a little bit, they are more of a standout. But this one is, it's this one here. I do like this one. I wore it yesterday because I do like it and it's good, and I would never declutter. I feel like if you're, you know, trying new cream blushes, or you want to expand your collection, this is a really good one. It's just not top dog, you know? So I do really enjoy it. It's really nice. The packaging's cute. You will have this for the rest of your life. And yes, it is just that satin matte cream blush. So then it doesn't really, there's nothing that really makes it special, you know, more than the average one. Next, of course, the E.l.f. Putty blushes. I really do like this. I think these formulas are a little drier. Like this one and then the next one I'll talk about. You can see they get pretty dry, but they do, that almost makes them a little bit more long lasting. And so when you put them on the skin, it's a little bit scary, but once it warms up to, like, this is here of the shade, this is it here of the shade Bali. But you almost feel like a little bit, you're almost scared that it's too dry ink, but it warms up to the skin and to the brush and stuff like that. And so it just blends really beautifully, but it locks into place and it does not move. And I think that this one isn't super like luminous or anything either, but I think it's a little bit more skin-like, melts into the skin kind of vibe. I don't know if you guys can agree, if those of you who've used it. I feel like it looks a little bit more seamless, if you will, than the LYS. Again, the hard thing too is that I wish these were all the same shades, then I could go based right on formula, but because some of them have shades that I like more or whatever, ultimately it's a little bit more biased, just because like I love this shade of blush, it's so stunning on me, and the more like mauve toned isn't my everyday go-to, so maybe that's influencing it a little bit and how it looks on my skin and how it melts into my skin. So there's just that tip, that PSA. I don't know. All right, next we have number 5. Well, no, number 6. Yeah, 6. It's early, guys. Then we have number 6. This is the Fenty Beauty Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Blush. I have the shade number 10, Rose Latte. I feel like these are basically the same. This one is just a little bit creamier, and so I like it a little bit more. I do really like the Fenty formula. I just, you know, obviously it's $20 for that little guy, but it is really, really nice. I'm just gonna go underneath. And here it is here. It is just so pretty, and you can't go wrong. It's really creamy. It doesn't last, I mean, it doesn't last. Psh. It's really creamy. It lasts all day long. I'm trying to fix my swatch, and it just ruined it. It lasts a really long time, and it's so blendable, so creamy, so smooth. Again, it's just like, if you're looking, the rest of these are a lot more luminous and a lot more lifelike, and so it adds, you know, when I want to wear cream blush versus a powder, you can tell the difference on my skin because it looks a little bit more luminous. Whereas some of these, the Fenty and the E.l.f. specifically, they kind of just look like powder blushes, which is fine. You know, they're pretty and they're beautiful and they last a really long time, but then it's like, whatever, you know. So I do really like that one as well. Really, really nice. Again, that the price point for that one is like, woo, that's my most expensive cream blush. Oh no, yeah, it's one of the two. All right, next we have a palette, and it's so interesting because it's the E.l.f. Electric Mood X somebody, sorry, it's the De La Soul Cream Face Quad, and it has 2 blushes, 2 bronzer, and a highlighter, and the highlighter's junk, the bronzer's really, really nice, but the blushes are so good, and it's very weird because it's not the same formula as the Putty blushes at all, so they could try it. I don't even know if they tried to say it or not, they're not. These are so much creamier, and they're so like nice. I don't know, they're so nice and smooth and pigmented. And of course for this one, the shades, if the shades were a little different, I'd probably use it a lot more, but they're so stunning, and they're like so lifelike and juicy. And wow, that looked crazy. This one has like shimmers in it apparently, but on the face you never see those, so I don't know why it's pretending to be there. But here they are here. So good. They look so good and lifelike, and they're so easy. They melt into the skin. They're not overly creamy or anything like that. Honestly, the only like I guess the reason it's so low is because obviously it's a palette and the shades are not my favorite, but I have no complaints with this formula. So good, so bomb. And I think it's limited edition, so that also sucks. All right, we'll just keep going down my arm, I suppose. Next we have lucky number 4. Top 5 here, it's so hard, but number 4 is the Tarte Breezy Cream Blush in the shade Pink Sunset. If we're talking like the Breezy Cream Bronzer, that's my number 1. I love it so much. So creamy, so good. This formula is very, very similar. I think the shade Peach Sunset is just a little hard for me to love it every day. This formula is so creamy, so smooth, and it's so weird because of how creamy it is. You almost think it's going to be too creamy, too much. Why do I keep swatching sideways? That is so weird, especially because I thought I went straight down. Anyway, it's such a creamy formula that you almost think it's gonna go bad real fast, but it's so nice because I'll swatch it when I'm looking at you. Because it's really, really like so smooth that it just melts into this face and your foundation. It just blends so beautifully with it that it becomes your skin, and I love it. It just like looks so natural, so smooth, so creamy, and I really love this with like tinted moisturizers and stuff like that because it really just like looks so stunning. I don't know how else to explain it, but it's so beautiful, and I love the formula of this. And then it also does last all day. I don't feel like it's gonna, you know, slip and slide away, which I really like as well. All of these, honestly, I don't think I have any one of these. I don't think any one of these formulas is bad over powder. I've worn them all over powder because personally, I just think it's like if you're gonna put, I don't know. I just personally wear them all over powder because if I'm gonna wear a blush for the day, I want it to be my blush. I don't want to wear 3 others, you know, on top of it. So they've all worked on top of powders for me. Just a BTW. All right, top 3. I'm so excited because these are so good. I feel like they're like interchangeable. They like go back and forth. But number 3 is the Honest Beauty Cream Cheek and Lip Color in the shade Coral Peach. I love this. I was like kind of sleeping on it, if you will. I didn't want it, but honestly, it's very similar. When swatching it, it feels very similar to the Tarte one. I like this color though a lot. It's the same. Is it the same? Oh, this Peach Sunset. This is Coral Peach, but I don't think it's like too anything. It looks a little bit like prettier and a little bit deeper on the face. I don't think it's too bad. Like it's too peachy or anything like that. I love this formula. It's really, really nice. It looks so skin-like on the face. And again, same kind of thing. I'm just going to be repetitive. It looks so beautiful, so juicy, and melts into the skin a little bit, but it still lasts all day. That was the other thing. I'm like, what was I going to say? But it still lasts all day. And so I really love it. I think it's so pretty. And this is a real standout because I thought I was going to hate it. And I really like it. With the sponge, with the brush, it's so pretty. I prefer a sponge for most of these cream blushes. I'll just use like the Laura Lee one, just hit the top, then I'll hit it on, and then it's stunning. Again, over cream blushes, so bomb, so good. Oh, I love that formula. That one was one that Tati Westbrook, she had mentioned, was like, I think it's one of her favorites, and she was like, this one, and so I was like, I'll try it. But I do really like it. It's really good. All right, top 2, can we guess? These two are they go back and forth, and I think it's really down to the shade because the formulas are honestly pretty similar. First, we have numbers 2. I hate to say, but number 2, the Tower 28 Beach Please Cream Blush in the shade Magic Hour. So freaking creamy, so beautiful. We're talking like creamy, luminous, very skin-like. This is the best at it, and so, you know, it has to be number 1 because it's the best at doing that. It just makes your skin and your cheeks look so juicy and scrumptious, and you're like, ugh, just want to squeeze you, you know? And so that's what it feels like. I love the formula too. Very, very creamy, but once it sets down, it's set. It's not going anywhere. It doesn't like set down, like obviously I think this one will be more of a tackier one. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I always set I always set my face with powder, so even if I'm putting it on top of powder, it's not tacky or anything. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to anybody? I guess we'll just go down because there's only 2 left. But there it is. There, the color is very, very pinky, and so that's probably, I think, my problem royally. But I think it's really, really pretty, and the formula is stunning. Like if I could, I want the deeper shade in this because I love the formula so much. It's really, really nice. Number 1. I'm sure you guys have seen it all over. The Milani Cheek Kiss Cream Blush in the shade 110 Nude Kiss. So freaking stunning. And the formulas are really, really similar. I think the Tower 20 is a little bit creamier, but this color is like my baby. And once you get her going, look at that. It's so creamy, but it's not overly pigmented or anything like that, which I like. And so it's very blendable, very smooth, and so scrumptious. So scrumptious. I love her. So you can see I have very different shades. A lot of the pinkier ones are not my favorite. I like more of the warm tone ones, but obviously I'm a horrible shade picker at a lot of things. But cream blush is so stunning, and I really love the Milani one. Of course, the price is right. You can't go wrong. The Tower 28 is up there, and then the Honest Beauty is like in the middle of the two kind of price range, but I think you can't go wrong with any of the top three or any of these for real, except for my bottom two. I feel like you can't go wrong. Stuff like this is so personal preference, because it's like some people like a matte cream blush, some people hate cream blush, but I feel like these are just like the ones that I would call my favorite. And if you're someone who is on the hunt for a good cream blush, you're like, I want to try some more, those are my top three, the ones that I would recommend first. If you've tried all of those, obviously the ones mixed in there are really good as well. So yes, these are the freaking, oh my gosh, these are the one size like makeup wipes. And the problem is, like, I don't use makeup wipes on my face anymore, so I use them for like swatches and stuff, but this is mad huge. Like, I only need like half of this to get this off, but it was funny, they were on sale, so I picked them up. Why not, Just gonna have to like literally half of it. Gonna have to cut it and put it back. So yeah, guys, that is it for this video. Definitely comment down below your favorite cream blushes. If there are any, that was what I was gonna say. If there are any that you're like, girl, you need to try this one, this will be your favorite, anything like that, definitely let me know. I'm on a tight budget this month, so we'll see, but I'm so excited. And yes, I will definitely take your recommendations into consideration, All right, the quote for today is one you've heard, I'm sure, 100,000 times, but I just love it so much. It's faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. And it's just, obviously it's self-explanatory, it's, life is scary, and taking the first step is scary. And I can only imagine, being in a dark cave and you're like, okay, take the next step, and it's like, but like, what if I fall? What if I die? And the whole nine, honestly, the whole extreme. And I can picture that in my head, and it's like, okay, but like, that's scary. But it's really, that's what faith is all about. And it's about doing the thing that terrifies you, that makes you uncomfortable, taking the first step because you know that someone's got your back. That is it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next one. My ears start to itch at the worst time.